All right, we have one of my favorite real estate investors today. I'm going to interview you. I want to hear all about this. So we've heard, is the office dead or not? I love creative financing strategies and creative just investing strategies. So Dave, this is David Grabner, commercial real estate investor. We've known each other. Actually, I think did a deal with you when you're in the Congo.
Yeah.
That's a story for another time. Keep watching and we'll get to that one. But tell me about this. This is where your office is, and just if you don't mind, tell us like how you found it, how you financed it, and then just about the deal structure because it's very creative.
Yeah, so office space, like you said, people think it's dead, like everyone's leaving the office. I'm of the opposite opinion. I think people do want to work in office space, but it's probably just different than it was before. So this deal came to me through actually another investor. I met with him at a meetup, we hit it off, and then when this deal came to him, it was a little bit big for him to do himself.
Yeah.
So me and him and one other investor went together as partners, and we bought this property. And at the time, it was all full, and we had one large tenant on one side and a couple other small tenants. Then COVID happened, and the one large tenant decided not to renew their lease. And you think, oh crap, now we don't have the large tenant. How are we going to make this work? And at first, I tried to just give it to a leasing person to try to fill the whole space, and it wasn't working. So I decided to break up all the space into small things and just get small businesses in here.
Nice.
And it's been great. Like so many people, and you would just advertise it in unique ways on Craigslist, on Facebook, or whatever to get small businesses in. And there's so many people who want a small office space near to their house. This is a convenient location. It's not downtown.
Right.
It's not hard to get to. There's no traffic. But it's a nice place for someone to have an office space close to their home that they can come to.
Yeah.
And that's what I use it for, to get away from my kids at home.
That's right. Well, I mentioned when I came in how it allows you to have work-life separation. It's super affordable. I love your parking here. Love the brick. It's great. It's a great space. So you mentioned something we didn't talk about earlier, but you operate in this area of deal size that I love, where it's like, you mentioned you got it because it was like it's a little bigger for like a mom and pop investor, but it's obviously not like Blackstone, New York City, hundreds, level office tower. So can you talk about that a little bit? Is that like are you seeing some good attractive cap rates in that area?
Yeah, that has always been my strategy to kind of fit in the niches.
Yeah.
And this one, when we purchased it, just a little bit over 700,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too big for someone who's just starting out.
Right.
But definitely way too small for anyone who has a lot of capital. And yeah, I still look for deals depending where I'm at. I do some commercial retail as well, and even those deals I look for a little bit bigger than the new people starting out.
Yeah.
But a little bit smaller than those huge corporations.
So you got 13 doors here, I think one vacancy. What do you structure? I'm super impressed by that. Like, another good thing, when you were talking, I was thinking, just being a banker, I'm always trying to think repayment strategies, but with targeting this type of tenant, you've got the business paying the rent, but you've also got a personal guarantee behind it. So you've really got two sources of payment for your rent, which is obviously great. How do you structure the leases? Do you do month to month, 1 year? How do you do it here?
I've been doing 1 year.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, some people will give 3 year if they're willing to do it, but most of them have just been year at a time.
And so a benefit to that we're just now seeing is in this inflationary environment, that's a huge benefit of having a 1 year lease. So I'm seeing a lot of banks switch their tones to always wanting these 10-year triple net leases to now all of a sudden we've done a 180 and now we want month to month is better. 1 year, that's great. So yeah, that's great in an inflationary environment having 1 year leases, so you're able to increase rents, but you've got, I'm sure, great long-term financing, so your payment, so it's just again another way real estate can help you in an inflationary environment. Is there any kind of anything I didn't ask, any kind of maintenance or CapEx things that you're looking for when you're looking at these?
So that is one thing with office buildings. Normally they're gross rents and not triple net. Mm-hmm. So you do have to think of the utility costs and the upkeep and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fortunately, with this one, we do have some CapEx planned, but because of the value that has gone up, we were able to recast our loan with our same lender.
Nice.
And not have to pay hardly anything. We just did another appraisal, and that
Right.
was it.
Yeah.
And we recast the loan, and we were able to pull a bunch of money out that we now have set aside to make the CapEx repairs that we want.
I like that too. We'll end on that because that's just a good. And I know you're like this too. You like these win-win relationships with your tenant and your landlord, and it's just like, yeah, it's not a triple net lease, but in reality, some of the, as you know from CAM, and some of those triple net leases can get more confusing and hassle than it's worth. This is such a value for a small business, having one check, everything's taken care of, and you just build that in your gross rent.
That's
It's
right.
not magic. It really, and you get more tax benefits that way as well, I'm sure. So that's good. Thank you so much for your time, David.
All right, thanks,
All right.
Jimmy.